So we're going to tune in. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. Let's rub the palms, and you're going to feel that heat in between the palms. And then we're going to bring the prayer into the heart center. So the thumb touches into the chest and the chest touches into the thumbs. And you're going to lift your elbows a bit, almost like you're making a line from elbow to elbow. And with the eyes closed, just sense the posture of the body and try to become more aligned, more perfected here. So let's root the sits bones down. Let's draw the chin slightly in and lift up tall through the crown of the head. And we're going to fill the body with prana through the breath. So taking a deep breath in, deep breath out, deeper breath in, and a deep breath out. Now roll your eyes gently in and up to the space between your eyebrows, into the third eye space, and feel in a sense like your energy is lifting from the base of the spine, moving towards the third eye. And from this third eye space, you're going to project out towards all of the great yogis, all of the great wisdom, all of the wonderful people that have influenced your life for good. Finding a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and you're just going to connect to that higher source of being, and however that looks for you, however that resonates for you. And what we're going to do when we tune in is we're going to tune into our more cosmic conscious self, and we're going to bring that conscious self, that cosmic self, into our earthly bodies. Breathe in deep and breathe out. And again, inhale and exhale. And please inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deep, deep breath in. You're going to hold the breath. Squeeze the mulaband, anus, sex organs, low belly, navel point. Squeeze and draw the energy up and project out through the third eye. Feeling your energy body getting brighter, lighter, more expansive. Exhale here. Let's keep the mudra. Let's keep the posture. And we'll chant the prayer for protection. Breathing in. Adgude Name, Jagadgude Name, Satgude Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Adgude Name, Jagadgude Name, Satgude Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Adgude Name, Jagadgude Name, Satgude Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Big breath in. Once again, inhaling deep, hold the breath. Engage mulaband, anus, sex organs, navel point. Pull the energy up the spine, press the palms, bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Gaze out of the third eye point, consolidating all of your energy here into this moment, into this prayer, into your intention. And exhaling, releasing the breath, and Satnam and welcome. Great. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Let's get into some cat-cow. Let's go ahead and wake ourselves up. So in this tradition, you're going to bring the sides of your feet to touch. Your knees will stay under your hips and your wrists will be under your shoulders. You're going to inhale, look up to the sky, drop the belly, and exhale, round the spine. And you're going to mentally chant a mantra. You're going to mentally chant Sat Nam. You're going to vibrate Sat on the inhale and Nam on the exhale.
Ek onkar Satguru Prasad Jap.
And so if you're used to going slow, go ahead and give yourself permission to go a little bit slow, just to warm up the spine and to kind of get oriented into the body. And then you're going to want to pick up the pace to a point that's a little bit quicker than what you're used to doing. And you're working with the breath, you're working with the mantra, and you're working with the movement. All of these three things happening at the same time is what we call a kriya. And so we get only so far with the physical practice. We get only so far with the mantra. We get only so far with the breath. But when we combine all three together, we get really far really quickly. And so you don't have to look at me at all. You just go with your breath and just follow your spine, follow your mantra. And let it be a powerful breath in and out through the nose, if possible. And you're keeping the gaze at the third eye. So the eyes are closed, the gaze is at the third eye point, and you're moving that mantra into the third eye. This is going to help clear energetic debris, all of the things that we take in, all of the notions, the thoughts, the signals, everything that we see around us. And this is going to help reboot the pulsation of the pineal gland, so that we can move into that pulsation, which is the cosmic pulsation, right? The higher pulsation than what we're used to maybe in our kind of everyday, just waking up, just getting out of bed existence. We're amplifying our vibrations. And you've got less than a minute here, so really go for it in the way that that makes sense, right? So if you're working with injury or there's something that's telling you to go a little bit slower, that's fine, you honor that. And those of you that are a little more free or a little more advanced, right, you're really here to get whatever it is that you need to help adjust you into the higher frequency of your day. Okay, we're going to inhale and we're lifting the tailbone and the heart to the sky. We're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to hold. And now exhale, round the spine and press the breath out. Squeeze the belly button towards the back of the spine. Squeeze the mula band. Inhale and exhale. Come into child's pose with the arms out in front of you. Press the palms together. Forehead is into the earth, palms are pressing together, so you're making a prayer mudra. We call this Guru Pranam, and you're just going to take a moment here, orient yourself into the magnetic field of the earth, the vibrational field of the earth, and what is that vibration that you're moving towards in your life? What is that thing that you're moving towards that holds a vibration? And you want to move with that vibration. You want to try to get yourself to that vibration. Whatever it is for you, just solidify that here, breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling come up to all fours, hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes and come to downward facing dog, otherwise known as triangle pose in this tradition. And just take a moment, come into your dog pose as you know it. You can pedal through, you can sway your hips out a bit. Just take a moment, a nice free moment to feel your body. Very good. And then walk your hands to your feet towards your hands. You're going to just come to fold over your legs, and your feet are about hip width. And I want you to just take a nice, generous forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows. You can grab hold of your ankles if you wish. Yeah, you can sway the spine, and maybe you're bending the knees a little bit, straightening the legs. Just take a moment. Let it be really honest for you. You can shake the head no, shake the head yes. Let out a little sigh or even a flutter through the lips, maybe. Very good. And then let's take another round of breath, breathing in and breathing out. And then you're going to let your arms go, and we'll go ahead and round all the way up to stand, just nice and easy. And you can even bring your arms up to the sky as you come up. Just take a nice inhale. Good. And then we're going to bring the hands just kind of down into the heart. Good. And then everyone's feet looks good. You might even widen your feet just a little bit wider. Essentially, we're going to twist the spine. One arm back. So do it exhale, exhale. And just find your flow with it. Very good. Getting nice and stable through the legs, but using your breath to just twist the spine. Remember, you're inhaling Sat, you're exhaling Nam. There's no specificity with the eyes, so you do what feels best to you. Maybe having the eyes closed feels good. Maybe having them open gives you a little more balance. But you want that breath to be nice and strong. Inhaling center, exhale left, inhale center, exhale right. So you can catch that sort of breath of fire feeling through the movement. And you're stimulating your liver, right? You're promoting some flexibility of the spine. You're slimming into the waistline, so you should feel a bit of contraction into the navel. You can feel the body beginning to wake up in a new way now. We'll go for about 30 more seconds here. And then just come center. You can bring the arms down beside you. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath for a moment, suspend, and exhale, let it go. And now you're going to bring your feet to touch. And we're inhaling center, and we're going to bring one arm up and twist to the side, bend to the side rather, and then bend to the other side. And your lower hand is going to go behind your waist as you bend. Good. So just find the breath. You're stimulating now into the side body. You're trying to keep the legs nice and steady. You know, and you can go really quick here. You can go a little bit slower if you need to go slower. Continuing into the liver, a little more stability now coming into the thighs, coming into the lower chakras of the body, the lower field of the body, right? The root. And again, the eyes might be closed, the eyes might be open.
I want you to understand it, feel it, remember it, repeat it, so that you can understand the unlimited
One more
God.
minute here. Nice. Powerful breath, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam.
You will become intuitive of the infinity. What is tomorrow? And tomorrow cannot come to you if you not have intuitive infinity.
You're going to inhale, you'll come up nice and tall, just let the arms drop down for a moment. Deep breath in, hold the breath, suspend the breath, engage the mulaband. And then exhale, releasing the breath. Take an inhale. Take an exhale, and then open your feet up again about hip width, maybe a little bit wider. And you're going to inhale, arch up and back, and exhale, you're going to fold forward and touch the ground. Inhale, you're going to come all the way up and back, and exhale, fold forward. So you're inhaling Sat, you're exhaling Nam, and you're going at the pace of your breath and your body. Try to keep the pelvic floor engaged. Try to keep that sense of mulaband as you lower and as you lift. Not the easiest thing to do. Powerful breath. Use the mantra, use the breath. This is pulling you out of that lethargic, numb state. Twenty more seconds. You're going to inhale and just reach the arms up. You can arch back, deep breath in, squeeze the mulaband. And then exhale, fold all the way down, fold forward. And then just take a moment, release your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling. And exhale. And then make your way down to sit with the soles of the feet touching. Coming up nice and tall. You've got the soles of the feet touching. If you can bring the heels in to touch your own body, then do that. If not, that's okay too. And you're just going to hold the ankles, and you're going to inhale, knees up, exhale, knees down. going to find your way into breath of fire. You're going to keep the eyes closed. Gaze at the third eye space. Try to keep the chin down so the back of the neck is long. And it's these new patterns, right? It's these new, very awkward patterns that's requiring your mind to make sense of things. It's very challenging. Do the best you can and make sure your breath is strong, the mantra is alive, and pretty soon everything will click into place. We'll go for 30 more seconds. Let the legs relax, sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in, hold the breath, engage the mulabandhs, squeeze at the base of the spine, bring the energy up into the third eye. And exhale, go ahead and release the breath out. And then when you're ready, just find an easy cross-legged seat, so easy seat. And now we're going to do this rotation with the lower torso. So normally we kind of move that upper torso. We're going to do that in a moment, but what I want you to focus on is rotating the bottom torso. So it's real into the hips and real into like the pelvis, and just go in one direction. But we're not really moving the upper body so much, right? Like think of keeping the upper body still, and like you're just kind of grinding the lower pelvis, into the earth, and just go in one direction. Again, it's like a bit of a puzzle, right? To kind of figure out how to manipulate the body. And just stay with a nice steady inhale and exhale, nice and easy. And think of grounding your sexual energy. That might even help you to imagine like how the pelvis is connecting into the earth and every sensation that's unlocking there. This is also great for digestion and of course flexibility, getting the hips to open a bit. Okay, let's go in the other direction now. Keep the gaze at the third eye. And then inhale, come on up nice and tall, deep breath in. Hold, suspend. And exhale, release that breath. Good, and then now we're gonna rotate the upper spine, and you'll just go in one direction. You're going to try not to move your lower torso and just move the upper torso. You're just going with your breath, trying to isolate and get that mobility through the torso.
Who can praise thee, O Lord? I can only praise you now in your action names, and whole job stop in the action names of the God.
You'll start to go in the other direction now, so just take a moment or reorient, go in the opposite direction. Inhaling and exhaling as it works with your body, finding the breath that works for you, that supports you. Keep that Satnam mantra going. Inhale, come on up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, squeeze the Mula Bandha. Bring the energy up the spine. And exhale, release the breath, release the bandha. Inhale deep. Exhale. Okay, we're going to keep our legs in this easy seat. We're going to grab hold of the ankles here. We're going to do these spinal flexes. I want you to pay attention to you're bending your elbows and bringing your chest forward, and then exhale, rounding back. So inhale forward, exhale back, inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Powerful breath now. Powerful breath, powerful mantra. Inhale, come on up nice and tall again. Deep breath in, squeeze the base of the spine, squeeze the Mula Bandha, and exhale here. Keep your legs the same. Bring your hands onto your knees. We're going to do spinal flexes without bending the elbows. So inhale, chest forward, exhale back. Inhale, Sat, exhale, Nam, and just see where your range of motion is there without bending the elbows. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. the gaze of the third eye. Try to relax into it, even if you feel a bit obstacleized this morning. We're just trying to create enough energy to shift our patterning, right? To kind of get us out of any sort of numbness or sleepiness, out from underneath the pressures of the world. And inhale, come on up nice and tall. Deep breath in, squeeze the Mula Bandha, anus, sex organs, navel points. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring up, 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 up. And exhale, release the breath. Take a moment, integrate. Inhaling. And exhale. Good. And then you're going to come onto your shins. So you're going to come to sit on the heels. Rock pose as it's called, and you'll just bring your hands onto the knees and you're gonna spinal flex here. Inhale, heart forward, exhale back. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. So we're slowly bringing that energy up the root, right? Up the root, through the sex. Making sure everything is balanced. Strong breath. And inhale, come up tall, deep breath in, hold the breath, squeeze the Mula Bandha. And exhale, release the breath. Bring your hands onto your shoulders. The elbows are wide, the thumbs are behind the shoulders. You're going to inhale, twist left, exhale, twist right. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam.
It is called Mangala Charana. God has never been praised in a more beautiful way than in that Mangala Charana of Jap Sahib, where Guru Gobind Singh has totally nodded the God.
Inhale through center, come on up tall, stretch the elbows, hold the breath. And exhale, you can release the breath. You can drop the arms down for a moment. Take an inhale, deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Okay, and then we're going to bring the hands into Gyan Mudra. We're making those goalposts with the arms. And again, we're inhaling left, exhaling right. Keep the chin slightly tucked in so the back of the neck is long. Gaze is at the third eye point. Inhale through center, deep breath in. Keep the arms up, hold, squeeze, lift, project, project. And exhale, release your arms down to your lap and just take a moment, again, integrating and just noticing your personal vibration, what's beginning to shift or open for you. Inhaling and exhaling. You're going to lift your shoulders to your ears as you inhale and lower your shoulders as you exhale. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. You're dropping the shoulders down. Just be mindful not to slam, not to create injury. But we're really unlocking the space between the heart and the throat. Powerful breath, inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears, deep breath in, just pause, suspend. Exhale, relax your shoulders down, take a moment, notice, breathe in, and breathe out. And let's make circles with the head and the neck, so just choose any side and you can go as slow as you want to go, just working out the kinks. With that one direction. Freeing the throat now. The channel of expression.
रूप रंग यार रेख बेख को के न सकत के अचल मूर्तन बो प्रकाश हम दोज के जे कोट इंद्र इंद्रान शाहो शाहान गणेश.
Go in the other direction, mindfully switch directions, keeping a steady breath.
चक्र चेहन हर बारन जात हर पातन हिल जे रूप रंग यार रेख बेख को के न सकत के अचल मूर्तन बो प्रकाश हम दोज के जे कोट इंद्र इंद्रान शाहो शाहान गणेश पवन में सुर नर सुर नित नित मंत्रन करत कव सर्व नाम कथ कवन करम.
And slowly bring the crown of the head up. Take a nice deep breath in, coming up tall, tall, tall. And exhale, release the breath out. You're going to come back onto your hands and knees. One more round of cat-cow. And this time you're going to whip through it. You're nice and warm now. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. We're not here for quite as long as we were before. Inhaling, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, deep breath in. Exhale deeply round the spine, pull the mula band, squeeze the breath out, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax the spine, come onto your backs, please. Hug the knees into your chest, and you're going to rock and roll along the spine. You'll find the breath that works for you.
You will become intuitive of the infinity. What is tomorrow? And tomorrow cannot come to you if you not have intuitive infinity.
About 30 more seconds here, not too long.
चल मुर्तन बो प्रकाश हम दोज के
Just bring yourself all the way up, all the way up. Very good, very good. Nice tall spine. We're gonna bring the left heel of the foot into the groin. We're gonna reach like we would for a Janu Sirsasana. So if you can grab your right foot, grab your right foot. You're gonna take a breath in, and then you're gonna exhale. You're gonna come into the stretch and tuck the chin, and you're gonna begin breath of fire here. So you're holding the pose and you're doing breath of fire. Seconds on this side, you got it. We're prepping the legs, we're releasing tension from the back. We're moving the energy up the spine. Stay in the shape, take a nice deep breath in, and then just hold, squeeze the Mulaband. And exhale, bring yourself up, and let's switch sides. Let's bring the right foot into the left leg. If you can get the heel of the foot into the groin, great. Grab hold where you can grab hold. Take an inhale, really stretch the spine long. Exhale, go into the fold, and then begin breath of fire here. When we do a practice like this, it's like so many different kriyas, and we can really start to understand the movement of the energy and how we're unlocking all of these different patterns, right? It really is a very energizing boost to the system. So that's what we're trying to do here, is just bring more energy into the system so that we can meditate longer, so that we can do the things we need to do from a more energized place of being. Take a deep breath in, hold, squeeze the Mulaband, and exhale, release. You're going to come up, you're going to open your legs into a wide V. You can keep your hands on the thighs. You're going to inhale up tall, exhale, bring your nose to the left knee, inhale up through center, bring your nose to the right knee. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Yeah. Perfect. And each time, try to stretch a little bit further. And the movement is totally dependent on your breath, right? The power of your breath is how quickly you are pacing through the Kriya. Inhale, come up tall through center, squeeze the mula band, bring the energy up, consolidate, project. Exhale, release, bring your legs together like Paschimottanasana, and you'll reach forward for the toes or the ankles, and once you have it, you're going to inhale, lift the spine up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Very good. Okay, inhale, keep holding the feet, lift the spine. Exhale, fold into yourself, engage the mula band, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release, come up and come lay down onto your back, please. Take a deep inhale, inhaling, mentally vibrating Sat. Exhale, mentally vibrating Nam. And just noticing right now the vibration of your being, quality of your being. If there's some things that are shifting for the better, lean into what is feeling good, what's working for you, let it flow through you. You're going to bring the legs together. You can take a little bit of padding underneath your pelvis with your hands, underneath your lower back, underneath your sacrum rather. We're going to do some leg lifts. So you're going to take your feet up to the sky. Let's start there. So just bring the legs up to the ceiling and get yourself situated if you want your hands underneath you. Very good. And then you're going to inhale, lower the legs down, and exhale, lift the legs up. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, and we're setting the navel point now. We're going to start to get into that third chakra.
Who can praise thee, O Lord? I can only praise you now in your action names, and whole job sab in the action names of the God.
And then relax the legs down. Just relax the legs down. Take a moment. Just noticing. See if you can feel into the pulse of the navel. And we want that navel point to be centered. Sometimes it moves to the left, it moves to the right. So these exercises are to help us really create that central support, that centralized root. We're going to take it into stretch pose. So again, if you want to bring your hands underneath your sacrum, you can do that. We're going to lift the legs about 6 inches off of the ground. We're looking at the toes. The head and the shoulders are lifted, and we're beginning breath of fire here. Pumping the navel. Do the best you can. Twenty more seconds. That's all we're going to do. Just 20 more seconds. You can do it. Stay in the shape. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale the breath out, stay in the shape, and squeeze the mulaband with the breath out. Really squeeze and pull the mulaband up into the navel point. And then relax, release everything. Take a moment, just notice what you notice. Not easy. Deeply beneficial. Not easy, but deeply, deeply beneficial. Okay, you're going to roll over onto your stomach, and we're going to come into, they call this a cobra variation. I would call it a Shalabhasana variation from the Hatha tradition. So you're going to bring your hands behind you, you're going to interlace the fingers, and you're going to lift everything up that wants to come up. So here they recommend lifting the torso and also lifting up through the legs. And now you're going to begin breath of fire here. More seconds. Take a deep breath in, stay in the shape, please. And you're going to exhale here, stay in the shape, and then do the mulaband. Pull the mulaband. And now relax. Let it go. We're not relaxing for very long. Take a breath in. And take a breath out. And then you're going to come into cobra pose. So hands are under the shoulders, and you're lifting up the spine, and you're lifting up the chin so that the throat is a bit more open. Inhaling and exhaling. Now take a deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. You're exhaling, and just pull the mulaband and bring the energy up. Pull and bring it up, bring it up. And then release down. Relax. You can relax your arms. Take a breath in. And take a deep breath out. Inhaling. And exhale. Very good. Let's bring the forehead to the floor. Let's grab hold of the ankles. Bring yourself up into your bow pose shape. And then once you're there, you're going to start to rock along the spine back and forth, and you're using your breath to help you. Go ahead and inhale, deep breath in, come up. And exhale, release, let it go. Release your arms, release your head to one side. Just take a moment there, breathing in. And deep breath out. Inhaling. And exhale. Great. And then bring your hands under your shoulders. We've got one last shape before we rest. You're going to come into camel pose. So think of coming up onto all fours. Come back onto the heels. There we go. Tuck the toes if you want to tuck the toes. You're going to grab the heels. You're going to press the pelvis forward, roll the shoulders underneath you. And you're just doing long, deep breathing here. Breathe in deep. Breathe out and slowly bring yourself up. Come into a child's pose. Easy. Resting in the spine.
It is called Mangala Charana.
Inhaling. And exhale. And then slowly make your way onto your back. We're going to rest for a few moments. Adjust yourself so that you can feel peaceful and supported here. Stretch in a way that feels good to you. You can definitely take a moment to twist the spine. No rush. Connecting to the breath, inhaling Sat and exhaling Nam. When you're ready, you'll rub the soles of the feet together and you'll rub the hands together. Good. And then you're going to make your way up to sit, and you're going to come back into rock pose. You're going to come to sit on the heels of the feet. Okay, so you're going to bring your thumb and your ring finger, that's your sun finger, the tips of the fingers are going to touch, and the other three are pointed forward. And you're going to raise your arms up to about 60 degrees. So you're making an angle. Instead of out, it's going to be forward, 60. Yes, exactly. And just take a moment to feel the body coming into alignment. You're just breathing very slowly and very deeply. And when you're ready, you're going to bring the gaze down to the tip of the nose. So you're going to start to adjust that optic nerve. Bring the arms a little closer towards your ears, but they're forward. Yes, at that 60-degree angle. Breathing deeply, concentrating at the tip of the nose. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. To increase our courage, to bring kindness to our expression. last minute here. Deep breath in, reach the arms above your head, hold the breath in and clap your hands. Hold the breath in and clap your hands. Exhale, relax down, relax the arms down. Take a moment, enjoy. Breathing in and breathing out. Clear the Arcline a bit more. You're gonna stay in rock pose, bring your arms in front of you, make the hands like almost like little cups, little bowls. You got it. And you're gonna go with this mantra, Waheguru, Waheguru, rinsing over and back, Wahajio, with the music. So the hands stay about shoulder width and you're bringing it up and over. Yep, there you go. And you can go nice and slow with the pace of the music. And imagine that you're sitting in a sacred river and you're cupping the water and you're blessing yourself with the water. You can keep the gaze at the third eye. And you're surrounded by saintly beings, sadhus and saints. Blessing your whole being. We're clearing out the Arcline, clearing out anything that isn't a vibrational match to our being. Bring the arms behind you, the elbows up to the sky, so like you've just brushed yourself with water. Good. Take another breath in, so you get a nice deep inhale, and hold and really expand. You're going to keep holding the shape, expand the breath. Exhale the breath out, keep the shape. We're going to do it 2 more times. Deep breath in, really reach the elbows to the sky. Get the breath in to the armpits, into the ribs. Keep the shape, exhale the breath out. One last time, inhale, deep breath in. Hold, engage the mulaband, squeeze and project, squeeze and project. And exhale, release the arms, release the breath. You can come into easy seat to get off the heels and just take a moment in your seated meditation, noticing how you feel and what is the thing right now that is most present in life that we are gravitating towards, that we want to move into or that we want to create for ourselves. And how do I create the energy within my own being to match the vibration of that thing that I'm feeling called to move towards, or that thing that I'm feeling called to manifest? So how can I raise or shift the vibration of my being to move, to be pulled towards and to pull in that thing, that place, that action, that idea, that vision? Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And let's bring the hands together into the heart. Let's rub the palms. We'll bring the hands into the heart center. Deep breath in and exhale. May the longtime sun shine upon you and all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Breathing in. Sat Nam. Satnam, Namaste, Shanti, Shalom, Posh, peace.